I just immediately knew it was different. I never knew chiropractic could help with this, but it wasn't just any chiropractic, it was neurologically-focused chiropractic. Hello and welcome to the Well Adjusted Chiropractor Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Broadman, and I am a chiropractic student specializing in neurologically-focused care for pediatrics and families. We talk all things nervous system and chiropractic to family health and personal growth. I am so excited you're here. Let's get started. Here we go. Hello and welcome to the Well Adjusted Chiropractor Podcast. My name is Sarah Broadman and I'm in my third and final year chiropractic school at Logan University. I am super excited to start this podcast off because as a chiropractic student specializing in neurologically focused care for pediatrics and families, I wanted to create a place where parents, families, fellow chiropractors, students, and anyone curious about health can come together to explore the why behind today's growing health challenges while also gaining important insights on personal growth. So we will be having conversations ranging from behavior and sensory concerns, childhood sickness, chronic stress, immune health, hormones, to personal growth, faith, and connections. And one thing you'll learn quickly about me is that I love asking questions and diving deeper, and I don't claim to have all the answers, but I love sharing the things that I'm learning along the way. So throughout this podcast, I will be bringing to you my experiences that I've had before chiropractic school, my education in chiropractic school, as well as the additional seminars and training I've gone to, and now my preceptorship and clinical experiences working with families. So, I am super excited to kick off the first episode with getting to know me just a tad bit more and my journey on what led me to the nervous system and the bigger picture of pediatric and family health. So, I grew up in Tiffin, Ohio with 3 other siblings, and I think my first recollection of health and healthcare was around the age of 6. I started watching this old TV show called Emergency, which followed the LA County Fireman Paramedic Program. And I think what stood out to me as a young kid watching this was how much caring for patients was displayed on the show. And that just grew my interest in caring for people and then also the medical side of things too. It eventually led me to taking out lots of medical books from the library and trying to memorize all the diseases and what caused them. But I tell you, I was blessed with having the extra time to pour into this passion because I was homeschooled all the way from kindergarten to high school. And in addition to that, my family valued health and we lived it. We grew our own food from the garden. We raised chickens for eggs and meat. We raised steer for beef. We had a milk cow. And I had chiropractic care as a kid. I was a cross-country runner and I was a track runner and I was a dancer. And that's really hard on a growing system, right? So I was able to see the benefits of holistic healthcare from an early age, and then also had exposure to naturopathic remedies for allergies, immune support, and just general health. And from all those experiences, I decided I wanted to become a doctor. Fast forward to graduating high school in 2020. Yep. COVID really changed my perspective on health. I felt that we could have handled things so much better. There was a lot of fear around the pandemic, which is totally understandable, but I felt that we didn't have enough trust in ourselves and give our nervous systems and our immune systems enough credit. It was during this time that I started working out and learning a lot about nutrition. I strengthened my immune system naturally through this. I felt better physically and mentally. And it made me realize that I loved the holistic and natural approach to health rather than symptom-based treatment. And it took me back when I was a kid and I was just so interested in learning the cause behind the disease. Cause is the key word there. And right at this time, God was working on redirecting my career. I was all set to go to nursing school as a pre-med route at a local community college. And I was doing all the classes there to get me into their program by the fall. But a few months out before starting that, I just felt that medicine didn't align with the way I wanted to practice. So one random Friday afternoon, and it was a random Friday afternoon, I Googled holistic healthcare careers and chiropractic showed up. I just remember I was just so excited about it. And I decided right there and then that was truly the way I wanted to help people, because I wanted to learn about the root cause of conditions. And from my experiences with chiropractic and naturopathic remedies as a kid and growing up doing things more on that holistic and natural side, I wanted to give that to my patients. So in that Google search for chiropractic schools, I found Logan University in St. Louis. And I also found out that my aunt lived 10 minutes away from campus. So right there, I felt that things were just falling into place. So I applied to Logan University's online undergraduate program, which was a good pre-chiropractic program. And I did that from 2021 through 2023. So during the start of 2023, which was give or take 9 months out of starting chiropractic school, I was doing a lot of job shadowing of chiropractors in my hometown, and I was learning a lot. But one office in particular changed the way I thought and my whole perspective of chiropractic. It was a new office that just moved into town, and I saw their Instagram page that they had just opened up. So I reached out and I asked if I could job shadow. So shout out to Dr. Adam Black of Tiff and Family Chiropractic. I told them that I was planning on going into chiropractic school. So they offered me a chiropractic assistant, so care advocate job there for the summer. And I walk in and I just immediately knew it was different. They were seeing kids, and not for back pain. These kids had ADHD, ADD, PANDAS, sensory processing disorder, motor issues, and they were seeing adults with stress and hormonal issues, adrenal fatigue, and more. I never knew chiropractic could help with this. But it wasn't just any chiropractic, it was neurologically-focused chiropractic. And Dr. Adam broke down the science of neuroplasticity and explain the root causes of our current health struggles. If you strip all these conditions back from what I just said with the ADHD all the way down to the behavior and hormonal issues, it starts with the nervous system. Stress in the nervous system. Science tells us that the nervous system is the master control system. It tells our heart when to beat, our respiratory system when to breathe, our gastrointestinal system to digest our food, our endocrine system to release the neurotransmitters to encourage sleep. And the list goes on. But where chiropractic came in was how these neurologically focused chiropractic adjustments worked directly with the nervous system to give it the catalyst for these people's bodies to do their own healing. It was operating from the inside out, unlike supplements, detoxes, any other therapies that were always working from the outside in. I tell you, I fell in love with the science of this approach and how there is so much emphasis on the body doing the healing. And to share a patient testimony, I first started there in the summer. We had a little girl come in to start care to help her nervous system regulate since she was dealing a lot with ADHD. She came in for her new patient appointment. I remember her running all around the office and turning on and off the lights and tearing the paper off the chiropractic tables. And by the end of summer, right before I left, that same little girl came in and asked me for a coloring page. And I gave her one. She went and sat down calmly right next to her mom. So I went up and I talked with her mom and I said, "Hey, what's changed?" And her mom said, "It was consistent chiropractic care." And let me emphasize that it wasn't chiropractic that changed her or healed her. It was her own body doing the healing. So I took this with me to chiropractic school. I started chiropractic school in the fall of 2023. And during the first weeks, everything that I was hearing from Dr. Adam was reiterated. The nervous system's function is this. The nervous system controls this. Neuroplasticity is this. And I tell you, God was engraving such a strong passion for neurologically focused chiropractic on my heart. I could not get it out of my mind. I loved learning about the deep science of the nervous system, and I loved chiropractic. And by the end of 2023, I officially decided that I was going to specialize and help these families and kids. Connecting the science to the root cause of today's health struggles made me not able to I couldn't turn my back. And it just gave me the drive to go all in and help as many people as possible. So in trimester 2 of chiropractic school, there are 10 trimesters, 3.5 years around. And I think I was at 26 credit hours. So regardless of the workload, I looked into the student program from the Pediatric experience under Dr. Tony Ebel. For those of you who don't know, he is the leading pediatric and family nervous system chiropractor of today who has spent his career researching answers to every parent and family's questions regarding the ADHD, ADD, PANS, PANDAS, motor and sensory challenges, as well as adult stress. So definitely check out his stuff if you're interested in that. But I had completed his student program of the perfect storm of the neuroscience of the conditions seen in kids today at the same time as doing my chiropractic school's neuroanatomy classes. I know, that's pretty nerdy and weird, but I loved it. And, it made it so I wasn't just memorizing pathways and structures, and I was seeing why they mattered. And it connected the science to real clinical practice, and because of that, I retained the information better. And it was also during this time that I shared my interest with fellow chiropractic classmates, and I met 3 amazing girls that had the same interests, and we started the Pediatric Experience Club for Logan University. This gave us numerous opportunities of advanced pediatric neurological training, and we were able to travel to Dr. Tony's office in Crystal Lake, Illinois for in-person training and shadowing. And from the rest of my time there at Logan, us girls continued to dive deeper into this. We did training in prenatal care and the Webster technique, which helps pregnant moms and their nervous systems prepare for birth. We did pediatric electives at our school that gave us extra techniques when working with kids of all ages. And from our PX Club opportunities, we were able to learn from highly experienced and the best pediatric neurologically focused chiropractors from across the United States. And I tell you, it was so good to connect with students who were like-minded and the doctors training us in the specialty of chiropractic. And this way, we were learning to help families and kiddos even while we were in school. So I felt that this type of chiropractic gave me conviction, and it gave me clarity and the confidence that I need to help my patients. And I was able to apply this not only to my other chiropractic classes, but my national board exams and student clinic. And I was able to care for patients with stress and hormonal issues, sleep, digestion, and so much more of what they were struggling with. And it was so fulfilling for me to be able to connect with them and tell them that they have the healing potential and that their bodies were made to heal. And to see them connect the dots and be filled with hope was just a full circle feeling of gratitude towards my previous experiences as a child, as well as my mentors and the conversations and things I've learned along the way. So along with this journey of learning about the nervous system and neurologically focused chiropractic, I was also able to bring it back to my own life and be able to answer my own health issues. I was a busy kid, not officially diagnosed with ADHD, but I had a lot of energy and a lot of focusing issues. I then entered my teenage years with anxiety and depression and poor posture, and then my late teens to early 20s with hormonal issues. And to go through the hard stress of chiropractic school and just school in general didn't really do me very well. But I tell you, connecting all of it back to the nervous system, sympathetic dominance in my kid years, which then turned to neurological confusion in my teenage years, and later neurological exhaustion just made sense. So now today, I am interning at PwC Chiropractic under Dr. Tony Ebel at his practice in Crystal Lake. Each day, I am learning so much on these neurointensive cases and seeing how we, as neurologically focused chiropractors, take such an amazing approach of applying the science to these health conditions and seeing the beautiful design God has for each and every person. We are seeing real-world results with kids getting better, but there are so many more that we need to fight for and care for. With the rising cases of childhood sickness more than ever, I want to be a part of the movement that progresses this type of chiropractic so that every family, every child, and every person knows the value of healing in their own health journey. And I'm also healing from the inside out for myself, being under consistent chiropractic care. My focus is better, along with getting my digestion and my mood, hormones, and sleep and everything more regulated. It's more adaptable and it's more resilient. And I'm also 6 months away from graduating chiropractic school, so I'm ready now more than ever to continue my journey in learning more about the nervous system, chiropractic, and helping families face the toughest of health challenges we are seeing today. So with this podcast, I hope you leave each and every episode with a new perspective and that it encourages you and your family to think differently about health and healing and living well. So thank you guys so much for being here, and don't go away. There are going to be some great episodes following this one, and I'll be having some guests come on to talk about their experiences, both from that clinical perspective as well as that personal perspective that will connect with all of you. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next one.